Everyone is still here? Good, thank you. So welcome to our May Information Exchange meeting. Thank you all for joining. It's really good to see full house today. I'll appreciate it if we all keep on mute, just to make sure that we hear the speakers giving us that important information. You will all get chances to ask your questions, if any. If we run out of time because it's only an hour-long meeting, you're welcome to send me any outstanding questions that you have, and I'm sure our speakers wouldn't mind responding to those later on. If you have any questions while they're speaking, please feel free to use the chat box at the bottom of your screen. You can use the reactions, you can use to raise your hand if you have any questions, so I'll come back to you straight after the speakers finished. I will appreciate it again if you keep on mute and respect everyone in this meeting and the speakers, so we have a smoothly running meeting. Thank you. So without really taking so much time, because again, it's only an hour-long meeting, I will let our first speaker introduce herself and share the information to all of us. Thank you. Alex?
Thanks, Canaria. Hi, everyone. I'm Alex Vistano. I'm going to share my screen now. Perfect. I think everyone can see my screen. But I am from City of London and Hackney Public Health, and I'm going to be walking you through some of the healthy diet and physical activity support that's available on a local level. My colleague, Donna Doherty-Kelly, is the one who actually leads on physical activity for the public health team. However, she has now gone on maternity leave. So if there's any questions after this presentation that anyone has, I'm happy to help answer them.
Alex? I'm really sorry for disturbing.
No worries.
Someone has commented that there is a lot of echo. Is that only with you, Marion, or does everyone else experiencing it?
I don't have any echo here.
All right, so I can see that everyone is on mute actually. Okay, thank you. Marion, if that continues, you may consider logging out and logging in again, and we'll see how that goes. Thank you all for commenting. Perfect. All right, thank you. Alex.
I'll try not to speak so loudly too. I think that probably will help as well. So the first program that I wanted to discuss today was Healthy Start. So Healthy Start is a program for expecting mothers or those with children under the age of 4 to help with buying healthy food and milk. And if you're eligible, you'll be sent a Healthy Start card with money on it, and you can use it in some UK shops. It almost works like a debit card. The benefit will automatically be added onto this card every 4 weeks, and you can use the card to buy milk, fresh, frozen, or tinned veggies, and then fresh, dried, or tinned pulses, instant formula, and Healthy Start vitamins to support pregnancy, as well as vitamin drops for babies and children up to the age of 4. And then the Rose vouchers, or Alexandra Rose vouchers, are also available, and they help low-income families buy fresh fruit and vegetables. They're distributed on a weekly basis with the amount depending on the age of your child. They're solely distributed at the moment at children and family centers in Hackney, and staff at these centers can help with the registration process. These slides are going to be sent out after the presentation, but I've linked all of the information to all of these programs onto the slides, and then there's eligibility requirements too that we'll be discussing later in the presentation as well. So the next program that I wanted to talk about was Made in Hackney. Made in Hackney is free for Hackney residents and offers inspiring, fun, hands-on cookery classes that are suitable for beginner, intermediate, or advanced levels. Their classes try to promote, inspire, and help upskill cooks to create sustainable, ethical, and delicious food that is good for people and the planet. There's also Shoreditch Trust. They have a what's called Community Table, which are group sessions dedicated to affordable, speedy, hands-on, healthy eating and cooking activities. They try to take family favorite recipes and make them healthier during their weekly lunch clubs. It's based at the social enterprise restaurant, The Waterhouse, and it hosts Hackney and city residents for weekly meals and coffee mornings, where you can receive support and advice from peers and professionals. That service or that program is accessed for £5. Bags of Taste is another option for building confidence and skills when sourcing and preparing cooking. And they offer residents a free delivered ingredients bag and course materials that contain food for 7 meals, which are or 3 recipes, and all the materials required to participate in their 2-week course are included in that pack. The course is tailored to create recipes that cost less than £1. And after the course, you receive more wallet-friendly recipes and are invited into an online community where you can share experiences, different recipes, and cultural recipes from around the world. In terms of community support to help families create healthy habits and positive behavior change, one of the first programs that I want to discuss is called Henry. So if you're living in City and Hackney or registered with a GP in the area and you have a child or children under 5 years old, then you can self-refer to this service. They deliver a range of one-off group workshops and a longer 8-week Healthy Families program. And they also support different ranges of exercise, from helping boost parenting skills to breastfeeding, oral health, and speech, as well as how to lead active, healthy lifestyles. Power Up is a new initiative for children aged 5 to 19 years old, and it offers digital or face-to-face intervention for those who are above a healthy weight. The service involves physiotherapy, dietetics, a health coach, children's services, and nursing. And Healthier Together Hackney is a program that we'll be also discussing later today, but they offer both weight management and physical activity on referral programs to support you to achieve your personal goals, whether that be losing weight or becoming more active, and is also available to Hackney residents who are at least 18 years of age. Martin is going to be talking more about this. He's the speaker that's after me. And this program also does not require a GP, or sorry, it does require a GP referral. So I'm not going to go into too much detail when it comes to eligibility, just because you'll have a copy of these slides. But the next couple of slides do talk about exactly what's needed in order to qualify for all of the programs that I previously discussed. So that includes Healthy Start, Alexander Rose, Henry, Power Up, as well as the Healthier Together Hackney program. So in terms of additional resources that are also available outside of the programs that are commissioned by the public health team, there's social prescribers that are available, and social prescribers connect people to community groups, activities, and statutory services for practical social and emotional support, and they help to address the wider and social determinants of health. They also require a GP referral. If you're interested, though, in finding out more about that, I would highly recommend discussing that with your GP. There's also health and well-being coaches that are available, which help support with lifestyle changes and self-management of health conditions such as diabetes, weight loss, and chronic pain. Again, I've linked through details for more information and eligibility requirements for that as well. I also wanted to briefly mention that we recently launched Healthier Hackney Grants, which was a program that was, or a grants program rather, to do with physical activity in Hackney. For this current round, we had applications that were open in March and they recently closed in May, and 12 organizations are now being awarded with those grants who applied in Hackney. Each grant holder is going to have a physical activity community champion, which will also kind of help make sure that information is spread throughout communities so that more residents are aware of what's actually happening on a local level, especially when it comes to the organizations and what they plan to deliver. But if anyone has any questions about who those grant holders and organizations are, I've again included the information to make sure that you can check into that and see who was awarded that. In terms of wider physical activity support in Hackney, there's physical activity on referral that's available. Again, as I discussed, and as Martin is going to be discussing as well, the Healthier Together Hackney program is what it offers physical activity on referral to support you in achieving your personal goals of losing weight or becoming more active. There's walking groups that are available. Young Hackney is available for children and young people. And then there's also free physical activity classes at Springfield Park. I believe this is a new initiative where there's weekly classes that are offered. So for more information, again, I've included the link to register. And then finally, I just wanted to touch on some walking resources that are free and also available. There's Go Jauntly, which has walking routes in both the city of London as well as in Hackney. They try to update, their app with different routes and challenges and walking tours based on your location. There's the Hackney Footways map, which will reveal quiet and interesting walking routes to help you kind of boost your movement and start being more active, as well as also take you on a history tour of Hackney. And then there's also the City of London walking map and the Hidden City walking map, which I would highly recommend also checking out. I did this during COVID, and it was actually really interesting to kind of get lost in the history of the City of London and discover parts of the city that I was not aware existed. I think that's the end of my presentation. So I will now stop sharing my screen and then open it up to questions.
Thank you, Alex. Thank you very much. Really, really useful information. Thank you. And we'll definitely share these links with the attendees and anyone else who's interested. I was just looking at your presentation and where you say, please see the list of the organizations here. When I click on it, I can't see any list of organizations. I was just wanted to see, what community organizations have won the award, whether these are, I don't know, Turkish community organization or Caribbean community organization, which might be useful because often people will feel more comfortable approaching their community organizations for.
Yes. So to answer your question, that links to the community chest grants website, which you need to scroll down in order to click the list, but I can send that to you, the link that actually just connects you directly to the list via email.
I think that will be really useful.
Sure,
yeah.
Happy to do that.
Will be very useful. All right. Any questions for Alex so far? I can't see any raising hands. No. All right. Well, I guess that was quite explicit. So thank you, Alex. Again, if any question comes up in your mind, just raise your hand or just put it in the chat box. Thank you. Martin, can we move to you now? Are you ready?
Hi, everyone. Thank you for having me today. So I'm just going to bring up my presentation to share.
You are on mute, Martin. Okay. You are on mute again.
Is that okay?
Yes, that's perfect, but we can't see your
Okay.
presentation. Can anyone else see the presentation?
Let me go back to that. Okay, can you hear me?
We can. Yes.
And can you see my presentation now?
No, we cannot.
No. Oh,
No.
goodness me.
I can share it from my side, Martin. Shall I?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's
go on
fine.
then. Thank you. Sorry about that.
No problem. That's fine. Okay. So
There's always one that has the problems.
That's all right. Can you
Okay.
see the presentation now?
Yep.
All right. So I'll move it that way. Let me see. Okay. If you can quickly introduce yourself, Martin, and then we can give it a start.
Okay, so my name is Martin and I work for Healthier Together Hackney. Healthier Together Hackney is the service which runs in the better leisure centres. So this afternoon I'm sitting in Britannia Leisure Centre because I'm going to be covering a session this evening. We also work out of King's Hall Leisure Centre, otherwise known as Hackney Baths, and we also work in Clissold Leisure Centre. So what we do, we deliver two services. We deliver our weight management programme, which offers a 12-week supported course. It's 2 hours every week on the same day and the same time. In the first hour, we offer healthy eating and nutrition advice. So it's like a workshop in a group environment, and we use behavioural change methods and motivational interviewing styles to help people have really positive discussions in order to set your own goals and realise what the things are that you need to do to achieve sort of healthy weight management. The second hour of the programme is supported physical activity. Some of our groups will use the sports hall and we might play sports and badminton. Some of our groups, we might introduce you to the gym and work with you in there. In other sessions where we might use a community venue, we will deliver a fitness class in community venues. So all of that is designed to support people and to increase their physical activity and maintain healthy weight and lose weight if that's going to help with health conditions. What we also offer is a 12-week free membership to all of the leisure centres in Hackney. So the first 3 months of your intervention, whilst we're supporting you on the course, you can also attend the gym, the swimming pools and the fitness classes, depending on the timetables and whenever you like. The other service that we offer is a physical activity intervention, which is one-to-one appointments. And what that looks like is an initial assessment for an hour where we greet somebody and give them a bespoke program to improve their physical activity. And that's going to be very focused on an individual's needs around their health conditions. We'll then have a reassessment after 4 weeks and then a final assessment after 12. And during that 12-week period, you get your free membership. You can use all the facilities in all of the borough. And then we have our own supported gym sessions, which you can book onto the app so that you can or book online or book at reception in order to get extra help and support. So if I can go to the next slide, please. So the benefits of exercise and weight management. This is a non-exhaustive list. So if someone was going to start exercising and take some steps to reduce their body weight, then they can look forward to reducing the risks of long-term health conditions. This includes things like type 2 diabetes, high blood pressure, arthritis, things like that. It helps tone and firm muscle. It helps you increase metabolism, which helps increase fat loss and helps to keep fat away. And you can also look forward to improvements in coordination, balance, mobility, heart health, energy levels, improvements in mental health and overall outlook, and a reduction of frailty, which is going to help somebody improve their independence and their general capability. So these are things which are commonly reported upon that people will experience by entering into either of our interventions. We perform follow-up calls 6, 9, 12 months after somebody completes the scheme, and what we hear back from them is that they've maintained their healthy lifestyle, and they no longer need to take blood pressure medication or cholesterol medication or tablets to prevent the onset of diabetes. People can stop doing that because they've become active enough. So in terms of getting involved, if we go on to the next slide, we can talk about how that happens. So if somebody wants support with losing weight, then they can either self-refer to us, and this is the process I'm about to talk about now, or they can get referred to by their GP. So if someone's over 18 and they live in Hackney or their GP is in Hackney, and if their BMI is equal to or over 30 or equal to and over 27.5 if someone is Black or Asian and don't have any other medical conditions and not pregnant or breastfeeding, they can self-refer straight into the scheme using the web link, and I'll share that in the chat for you anyway. And that is a really fast way to get involved and to get booked onto a weight management course. If we go into the next slide, please. So once someone's self-referred, it takes about 1 to 2 minutes, depending on how computer savvy you are. But if that was something you found difficult, we can help you self-refer at the centre if you were to come to King's Hall. And then once someone is self-referred, the administration team will call that person in order to book them onto the free 12-week nutrition and physical activity program. In the first session, there'll be an induction, which will teach someone how to use the gym, and then they'll be given a 12-week free membership. And every week there's a different topic which is presented to you. So it might be portion sizes, it might be how to improve sleep, it might be how to improve choices when eating out. There's a week about food and mood, there's a week about lapse and relapse. Every week there's something new, where if you take one small nugget away with you, it's going to increase the chances of success by many times over. If we go to the next slide, please. This is where we're going to talk about what happens if you prefer to do things in person or if you don't meet the criteria. So if you prefer to do things in person, if you want to go to your GP, that's great, because a short discussion with your GP on your next visit can result in you being referred to our scheme, and a GP can refer you to either the weight management course or the one-to-one physical activity intervention. So and what happens next after the GP sends the referral through and we receive it, then same thing happens. The administration team will call you, book you into either the one-to-one appointment or a group, give you your induction, give you your membership, and then give you support over the 12-week period. So there's many opportunities to get support, and there's several different ways to become involved, which is really going to help. Let's go to the next slide for me, please. So if there's a little bit of waiting time, then how do you get off to a good start, really? Well, move more. Take some time to get out of your seats or move a bit more during your day. This could be as simple as stand for 10 minutes out of every hour of sitting, or to try and take a 10 or 20-minute walk every day. Small increases in your activities of daily living can begin to set about the change and set you up for some good habits. Lifting and carrying things, it'll become easier, and it will use energy and it will use muscles. We're not suggesting you to be the world's strongest man, but make a small effort to pick up things and move them around. Things like gardening, things like playing a little bit of sport, and other things that you enjoy, as you can see in point 3, like board games, socializing, seeing a family, is always to increase the activities of daily living, because physical activity isn't just hitting the gym. It isn't just going to a fitness class. It's many other things that you can do to use your body more, to create a bit more demand on the muscles and the skeletal structure and on your heart and your lungs. By creating gradually increasing demand, you can start to improve your quality of health, improve your abilities, reduce the risk of frailty, and reduce the instances of other conditions. So what we're offering is a free service to the residents of Hackney. We want to see people entering the scheme. We want to see people maintaining their activities. So the final slide is a quick 2-minute video. This is 2 people who entered the scheme, and I'll let the video do the explaining, but it's only 2 minutes, so it should give us a bit of information. So that's on the very last slide. I think you should be able to click. Slide number 9, and then if you hover over it, I think it will. That's it. Brilliant.
Hold on, let's see. Can you hear the sound? Were you able to?
I had a lot of health issues. I was gaining weight.
Can you hear it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I was stuck in a vicious cycle that I couldn't get out of. I really needed help with my health.
thing about being sick is it's depressing. It affected how you felt about everything.
I think the sound may have failed on my end. I don't know if that's the same for everyone else.
Then, so that's how I got involved initially. I went from 84 kg down to 7.
Can you hear it now?
What I can do if it's easier for everybody, I mean, I've got it ready on my PC. If I
Yeah,
try
that
and
might
share from
be-
my side.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, stop sharing. And, yeah, we hear the sound. I mean, I personally hear the sound, but I don't see anything, Martin. And you are on mute. Martin, you are on mute, and I don't see you in the camera either. Okay.
Okay,
Might
I'm going to
be-
try. I'm going to try once more
Okay.
and see if this final way will work for us. If this fails, apologise to everybody, but I can send you a link where you can watch this video in your own time, and it is a very nice. It is a very nice video. So
It
right.
looks nice, encouraging.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Can you? No. Can anyone else see Martin's screen? No.
No.
No,
No.
is that not working?
Okay, no, I don't think so, Martin. Yeah, that always happens with videos, but definitely because this is in your presentation anyway. If you want, you can send me the link, and I'll include the link separately.
Yeah, no problem. Well, I
definitely.
can see some questions have come into the chat.
Yes, we've got
Okay,
one.
so Jennifer, if you've attended the 12-week program already, we accept referrals again after a 2-year period. We have a huge amount of demand at the moment. We're receiving about 5,500 referrals a year.
Wow.
So we're doing our best to see everyone as much as we can. So, and because we're seeing a lot of new people, we want to give the new people the chance. But if you are re-referred after 2 years, then we will be able to accept it and then get you back on. If you've done the weight management already, then we could put you onto the physical activity to see if that's a more successful option for you, or vice versa.
Martin, let me read that question because we may have attendees who are unable to see it. Another resident is asking, I was referred by my GP some years ago, but my opportunity was ended by COVID. First, the swimming pools and gyms are closed, and then I was shielding due to a compromised immune system, and now feel safe to participate in swimming or gym attendance. If I do not meet the self-referral criteria, am I now able to simply resume the scheme?
So, when a referral will expire after 6 months, and that is a period of time which is like a typical window, because someone's health conditions could change. Now, if you don't meet,
Martin, we lose you though. I don't know if you're speaking now. I can't hear you. I can't hear you. If there is an issue, you may want to respond in the chat box.
I think you go on.
Yes, we can hear you now. Yes.
The self-referral criteria. Is this any better?
Yes, we can. Yeah.
Okay, I've taken my headphones off. It must have been that issue. Okay, so if a referral would expire after 6 months, so in this particular instance, because COVID-19 was in 2020 and that halted the process, the best advice I could give somebody was to have that conversation with the GP and then get referred onto the one-to-one scheme. I think that would be the most suitable option, which would, and you would meet the criteria for that. I can see Bintu, thank you for your comment. I think there's a good chance that we'd be able to help you. If your BMI is above those levels that I've mentioned, then crack on and self-refer. But if you'd rather speak to your GP and get them to send a referral in, then that'd be a really great option. And I see you just mentioned you need to build up your muscles and strengthen your bones. Well, we can write training programs that help improve muscular strength and improve bone density, and we can write those training programs in a really safe way so that they don't harm you depending on what your conditions are. So I would be very encouraging that you'd to either self-refer or get straight in touch with the GP. And when I've finished answering the other questions, I'll add all the links in the chat, and then I think it'll all be shared afterwards anyway.
Derek Steps has raised their hand. Derek?
Hi, yeah, thanks. You can hear me now?
Yes, we can.
Hi, yeah, Martin, I was just, I work on a frontline service. I've been through Healthwatch myself. It helped me immensely. And I also have referred quite a few clients. Do you know, would you happen to know what's happening with Kings? Just a question. I know they're going to refurb it. Do you know when that's going to happen? Are they going to close it all down? Because it's causing a lot of anxiety in the people that use it through our service, because they don't know what's going on, or if there's any like contingency plans. I know there's other, like Britannia or Thistle, but it's not really. Yeah, for some of them, they're just set in their ways about going there. So I was wondering, do you know, will it be fully closed? How long? Any dates or anything? You know, just wondering if you knew.
Thanks, Derek. I'm aware that there's a planning stage, and I'm aware that I've been consulted about what my needs are for the health program. There's no dates that I'm aware of. It would only be hearsay, but I don't think any developments would begin for another couple of years. And aside from that, I can just only apologise that I don't have any more detail. I'm just not sure that the planning is sort of reached that stage yet. But I'm not moving in those circles, I'm afraid, so I couldn't say for sure.
Okay, thanks. No, I think it's further on than that, because the mayor said at the last kind of like roadshow that a tough but needed decision had been made about the Kings. But I couldn't get asking him the question to elaborate on what that was, when was that starting, you know what I mean? But the decision has definitely been made, you know what I mean? That's what he said. But thanks anyway.
Thank you, Derek.
No worries.
Let me check if there are any other questions. Mary is sharing information about New Age Games, about Hackney Council, which is for Hackney residents, where you can do lots of free fun activities. I just heard about it, Mary, so thank you for sharing. There are no questions from the public here. I cannot see any more, but I have a couple of questions, Martin. First of all, what is the waiting time to access these services?
So for the one-to-one physical activity scheme, our waiting time is between 5 and 6 weeks from the point that we received the referral. And then for the weight management course, we're operating at a sort of 7 to 9 week waiting time. But this is from the point that we received the referral, as opposed to, that sort of depends how long there might be a delay in time from the GP reaching us in the first place.
Okay, it might be useful if we share this information with residents as well, just so they have this in mind. So I guess once you receive the referral, either self-referral or GP referral, does that mean that you will make the first contact with the resident for 4 to 5 weeks, or?
No, so we would make first contact with the resident within 2 weeks.
Okay.
And then the appointment would be set, within, thereafter, basically.
Right. So the initial contact is within 2 weeks.
That's correct. Yes, that would be what we would typically
Yes.
go with.
I think that's always useful to know. And my second question is about supporting residents whose English is not their first language. Do you provide any interpreting support while these residents who perhaps will need it join the sessions?
So we do have a variety of team members that can speak other languages. So we are able to support patients into entering the scheme and with their appointments. Where we don't have the particular language speakers in our team, then we would welcome friends or family member to join in with the appointment in order to make sure that that person gets everything that they need. So, for example, I had the pleasure of inducting somebody who was a Turkish speaker. Unfortunately, I can't speak Turkish. However, their daughter was there, so I basically inducted them both, provided a plan, and then they were set up and well prepared to engage in physical activity.
Okay, thank you. And another question just arrived. Can it be the practice nurse, pharmacist, or the GP that does the referral, or does it have to be the GP themselves?
So as long as it's an allied health professional, so yeah, the practice nurse can do that. The only situation where we might need a GP counter signature is if it is a nursing associate or a healthcare associate. Allied health professionals are able to refer directly to us.
Thank you. And one more question. We had a feedback from a resident that saying that the temperature of the pool has dropped, which meant that he was no longer able to use it. Has the pool temperature changed, and what temperature are pools supposed to be kept at?
So I'm not operating the swimming pools myself, and it would depend which pool that this person attends. However, it would be acceptable. It would be a safe and acceptable pool temperature to be between 26 and 28 degrees for a fitness pool. However, I couldn't really give any further information about the specifics of any other, about any other pools, just because I'm not administering that part of the business, unfortunately. But if we were talking about a leisure pool or a pool for children, then those pools are kept warmer. But I can say categorically that better.
Oh, we lost you again, Martin.
This meeting is being recorded.
Sorry, I think you lost me then.
Yes.
So I was just in the process of saying that Better will operate their pools within safe guidelines according to PWTAG and according to guidance and consultation with organisations like Swim England and regarding lessons and these kinds of things. So yeah.
Okay, thank you. We'll get another question from Caroline Burke. Hi, Caroline. Hi, you are on mute, Caroline. You are still on mute. Okay.
Hi, good evening, everyone. The question I wanted to ask Martin, when you've done a referral with the doctors and you start to attend the one-to-ones gyms, but you're not able, say for instance, you're not able to finish the course. How do you go about redoing it again? Are you allowed to redo it again, or do you have to wait until 6 months or a year for the GP to apply for you? Because I've had a question about that with my GP, so I wanted to ask.
Sure. So if you were enrolled into an intervention and you couldn't attend any longer, and this is sometimes the case where someone might need to go abroad, or maybe their health declines, or their life happens. Well, we can put the intervention on hold for a period, and we would be able to resume it resume the intervention or rebook somebody onto a different 12-week course, as long as it's still within the original kind of 6-month window of the original referral.
Okay.
If we fall outside of that 6-month window, then that's where we would need someone to be re-referred, and then that's when someone would fall into the need to be re-referred after the 2-year ineligibility period. But that's basically so that we can make sure that, and this is information that's given given to GPs and it is given to participants. It's just so that we can make sure we'll do our best to help people make the most of their initial experience, and then get other residents in because it's such high demand. Because sometimes it's difficult to separate the justifications, because it could be someone just didn't turn up, but someone might not have turned up with a certain mitigation. So we just keep it really straightforward and use the same ruling across the board, really. I hope that makes sense.
Okay, all right, thank you.
My pleasure.
Thank you very much, Martin. Any further questions for Martin or Alexandra so far? No. Then while we have Karen from Henry here, I would like to invite her to quickly share some more information about Henry, if possible. The information about Henry will also be included in the post-event information, but I thought that's a good opportunity for anyone to ask any questions while the representative is here. Hi, Karen.
Hi, thank you. My name is Karen Finstead Glover, service manager with Henry. And so we are the Healthy Start provider for families with 0 to 5. So if you are a parent raising someone in the early years, or if you have grandchildren up to the age of 5 years old, we operate across City and Hackney in the Children's Center and also in the community venues. So we have a full team, there's 4 of us, and we are based at Linden Children's Center in off of Rectory Road, but we do operate across the full boroughs. So just to give a bit of clarification, Alex gave, thank you for giving a good start to the service. So she talked about a little bit about the Healthy Families Right from the Start group program. This program's for parents or carers of children aged 0 to 5. It's free to join and it covers 5 themes. So when we're thinking about healthy eating, it's not just about the food, although people will learn about the different types of foods and portion sizes. It also looks at parenting confidence, physical activity, family lifestyle, emotional health, and enjoying meals together. So just to share a picture of the free resources, all families are given storybooks and a lot of different types of resources, such as food diaries, eat well guides, and you'll be guided through the program with our experienced nutritionists. One of my team members, Theo, is on the call as well, and they are absolutely amazing at the work that they do. So we have a couple of group programs that we can still accept for this term. So Mondays at Cumberton Children's Center and Fridays at Wentworth Children's Center, we can only accept up until after half term. But if there is anyone that you need to share information or refer to, but we do offer these programs across the borough, and we also offer an online course for those who may prefer to meet virtually. Healthy Families Workshop. So some of the topics are fussy eating, portion sizes, eating well for less, let's get active, and then as well, the starting solids for those who have 6 months and under. We are promoting right now an Eating Well for Less workshop at Linden Children's Center in a few weeks on the 14th of June. It's Healthy Eating Week. So we're offering Eating Well for Less to support people on how to have foods that are on a budget. So really with the cost of living and the food prices going up, we can really give some top tips on how to both make meals for low cost, but also how to utilize some of the more cost-efficient ways of preparing foods. We have a training for practitioners. So if there is anyone who works in City and Hackney on this call, it's called Raise, Engage, Refer, and we're delivering those. And I have a register your interest, so you can share those if there's anyone who's working or volunteering with under fives in the borough. And this is how to confidently raise some of the healthy lifestyles and how services can benefit families. And then just 2 updates on Healthy Start. So in City and Hackney, Healthy Start vitamins are available for pregnant women, children up to the age 4, and women who have just given birth for the first year postnatally. So those are available universally as part of the Healthy Start local vitamin offer. These can be accessed at children's centers and many pharmacies. So there's over 30 to 40 locations across the borough. And we are doing some Healthy Start digital card promotion. And on the next slide, two of the biggest areas where we're looking for families who are eligible but not taking up the offer is in N16 and E5. So those are up in the north of the borough, and we are going to be having drop-in sessions about Healthy Start digital card and asking people to bring their national insurance number with them, and we can guide you through the application process. So it can be done online now because everything has just gone digitally. So those sessions are just at the bottom of the slide. And what I'll do is I will pop in our contact information into the chat. Let me stop sharing. And if there's any questions, Theo and I are happy to take a couple of minutes.
Yes. Well, I'll definitely benefit from some fussy eating advice from my son myself. That's definitely very useful, Karen. Karen, thank you very much. It will be good if you can share your slides with me so I can include them in my post-event information. Any questions for Karen? No. Any questions for any other speakers, for Alex or for Martin? I don't see any raising hands. I don't see any questions in the chat box. Martin, thank you for sending that additional information. And well, in that case, we will end the meeting. Would like to thank you all very much for joining. It was really nice to see you all. Thank you to the speakers for the excellent presentations. Yes, I can, Karen, definitely. If you send this to me as well, that would be useful. Thank you for your presentations. Thank you everyone for your time. Have a lovely evening, and you will receive the recordings of this meeting plus the presentations of each speaker by the end of next week. Okay, thank you very much. Have a good evening.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you very much. That was really enjoyable, very
Thank
interesting.
you.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Bye. Thank you,
Thank
everyone.
you.
Take care, everybody. Enjoy the rest of the week.
You
Bye
too.
for
Thank
now.
you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
I should stop recording.